I mean, do you think USC is a soft team just like by in nature at this point under Lincoln? I'm not saying like
Lincoln Riley might be a soft coach.
Yeah, it's just how it is. Like it's just they don't. You're right.
Crazy that we have to say that like that's
Yeah.
just what it is.
I mean, look, I'll say this, right? I think Jakeem Stewart has developed really well. I think there's certain guys,
5 games or 4 games for him.
I think next year, I don't want to already look to next year because that's really being a downer. But if Lincoln is going to shop the portal next year, which he will, you really got to analyze some of these defensive players you bring in better. I mean, some of these guys just don't feel like they're fully bought in on the defensive side. And I feel like the homegrown players, I can list them off for you. Like Jakeem Stewart, he looks good. Cameron Crawford, homegrown guy. A lot of the, Christian Pierce, homegrown guy. But a lot of these guys, there's some exceptions. Anthony Lucas was a transfer. He's great.
Yeah.
But Eric Gentry, ASU transfer. But a lot of these transfers don't feel like they're meshing. Like they just feel like they're on a different page.
And maybe that feels like a coaching thing is the problem. We mentioned Bear Alexander earlier in the show, excuse me. He was great for Penn State. And so maybe it is a USC problem. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think he's a guy that was very not so adaptable to where he was, but that's not unique to Bear Alexander. I think there's a lot of guys who just don't adapt to the USC system. And I think it's weird when you have, I think it's fair to say the most star-studded coaching staff in the country on defense. When you have Eric Henderson, you have Danton Lynn, who could be a NFL head coach or a higher up coordinator at some other program. You have Sean Nua, you have Rob Ryan, who coached the NFL. I mean, that is Doug Belk has a lot of experience.
We got to talk about Doug Belk, dude, because I feel like Doug Belk has just been so disappointing.
Yeah, I agree.
He obviously was fine at Houston, but I thought he'd be better than this. He was a Broyles Awards semifinalist not that long ago.
Yeah. I mean, bring back Matt Entz. If there is no, it's just it's hard in football because we don't know what coach is teaching what. We're not in the practice. The practices are closed to the media now, so we can't watch practice even. That's a whole other can of worms. I go to practice, but they only show you the post game. Like you're not there for the warming up. You see players leave. So it's hard to know what's actually going on. It's also hard to know what they're practicing. Like Jacoby Lane, everyone suspected was practicing this week because he left the practice facility in pads. But we don't know how serious his injury is. We don't know how serious Elijah Page's injury is. There's so many question marks about this team. And the reason why I bring this up is you talk about the sky's not falling yet. But if you don't have Elijah Page long-term, if you don't have Jacoby Lane long-term, you don't have Prophet Brown, those are 3 guys that are the difference between 10-2 and 7-5. It's just, those are some of your best players.
Yeah. It's just, it's difficult. It really is. And this brings this up again because, it's going to take some time and that sucks. And I think once again, I said it. I don't want to say next year. Next year sounds so depressing. Like I'm already giving up. And it's week 6. I'm not giving up. I'm not. I've always said this team is going 8-4 and I stand by it.
I respect the consistency. I mean, I was a little bit higher than you on USC, but I think the thing you have to remember is just this team on defense is never going to be able to produce week per week. And I think maybe I actually have a sort of even bigger picture question for you. USC scheduled nobody through the first, obviously the 2 non-conference games, and then Purdue, they're a pretty trash team. I respected last year when they did LSU week 1. I know the season didn't turn out well, but what do you think of this early part of the schedule? I like how the games get progressively harder, but it just feels like USC wasn't ready for the road. They weren't ready for Illinois' physicality. They weren't ready for Luke Altmaier. It just felt like they weren't ready. And maybe that's because they played a borderline FCS team in week 1. They played a really not great Georgia. Georgia Southern's okay, but they're no USC.
No, they're not good.
No. So, yeah. I mean, what do you think about the schedule?
I don't know, dude. It's not great. And I once again, I don't like looking forward. I did because the FBS schedules website.
Yeah.
I was looking ahead at the USC 2026 schedule
Fresno
because
State.
dude, this
Bad.
schedule sucks.
Yeah.
Are we serious? Why can't we get like a Nebraska schedule this year, an Indiana schedule? Do you want me to read this off to you? Because none of these dates are confirmed.
Yep, do it.
For Fresno State and Notre Dame. Out of conference, Fresno State. No, there's only 2 out of conference. So
They haven't named the last one yet.
Nothing named the last one, but
yeah.
Oh my god, this schedule sucks, dude. Okay, sorry. Once again, I'm staying positive. Oh my god. Okay. Fresno State, Notre Dame, at Indiana, at Penn State, at Rutgers, at UCLA, and then the home games, Maryland, Ohio State, Oregon, Washington, and at Wisconsin.
That's I don't know what to say. That's a 6-6, maybe 5-17.
Early, dude. How is this my first time seeing this? I
think you can even go on to 27. Maybe some of the opponents are there.
Oh my god, that's a 2 years post grad for me. Okay. Yeah, you can see 27. This is a 27. All right, dare I say 2027. This is when USC has a chance. UNLV, these are at home. UNLV and Nevada at home, at Iowa, at Maryland, at Ohio State, Illinois at home, Indiana home, Minnesota home, UCLA, Wisconsin, and at Washington.
Did you say Notre Dame? I don't know. I mean, they should be in there too, right?
No, because it's not official yet.
Not official, but probably will be.
Yeah, they also have 2028, huh?
I mean, Hassan Reddish will be in the NFL at that point.
I refuse.
Williams will be quarterbacking for USC at that point.
I don't even know. We can't even look that far
We're
ahead.
throwing to Mark Bowman. Like, yeah.
Dude, this is the 2026 schedule?
It's how many wins is that? 4?
Is this real? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5?
You beat UCLA, you beat Maryland.
6.
Beat Rutgers on the road.
They play Ohio State, Oregon, Notre Dame, Penn State.
All at home, right? No, Penn State's away.
At least 3 of those are at home. But
does that matter?
Oh my God, Casey.
It's horrible.
Okay, so 2026. Wow, we've really gone down a rabbit hole here. Wow, this is
You're having like an existential crisis, right?
No, I actually am. Wow, this has ruined my mood. Oh my God.
I mean, you have to hope for like.
We got to stay in the present. Oh my God. Okay, wow. Okay,
it's like Back to the Future. Like,
got to stay in the present.
You're like Marty McFly when he goes to the future and like sees that the whole world is falling apart.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Wow. I got to stay positive. I have to stay positive. Okay. Whew, okay. Thank you, Antoine. I'm not going to get scared.
Shout out Antoine.
Okay, this year. We're talking about this year. Let's talk a little bit about Michigan because we'll talk a lot more next week about Michigan. Let's talk a little bit about Michigan, though, because we did a little bit. I have my concerns about Justice. Excuse me. That being said, the run defense has definitely been better than the pass defense. So if they have to run the ball, I am a lot more okay with that than playing a volatile pass offense.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw what their offense stalled against Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's a phenomenal defense, though. I would say that.
Exactly. They're a phenomenal defense, so I don't know if it's a good reference point. But they still gave up 27 points to Nebraska, which, take that as
USC's offense is better than Nebraska. That is 100%
so I think it's going to be a shootout for sure. But I think the notable thing is Bryce Underwood, he doesn't get sacked a whole lot.
No.
He's only been sacked 4 times in 4 games, and he's only been for a total of 16 yards. Like, he can evade. The D-line might not be able to do a whole lot. But also, he doesn't throw a whole lot, as you know. I mean, he's only thrown for 700 yards. That's half of what Mayava has.
Yeah, Mayava is second leading passer in the country, in fairness.
Yeah. The receivers, like you said, it kind of reminds me a little bit of USC last year, where you don't have a guy who's really separated himself. I mean, Donovan McCauley is the leader, and you have Samaj Morgan as well. But Nothing that really stands out to me a whole lot. I mean, Justice Haynes is great. He's averaging 8 yards a carry. He had a 75-yard run early in the year.
Michigan is good, and I do want to put up this because I did very much watch the Nebraska game. Don't disrespect that. Michigan very much dominated that game. And I, as someone who picked Nebraska, boy, that was a mistake. I think Nebraska is going to go 10-2. But
Mickey Mouse
did very much. Michigan beat them soundly. That's what I would say about that. That was that game. They went in. Michigan went into Lincoln as a 1.5-point favorite, and overall, I think flat out dominated. And I don't think the scoreboard fully showed that. I don't know, because they just killed them on the run game.
Yeah, and I mean, Michigan's D line is one of the best in the country for me right now. Statistically, I think they have one less sack than USC in the same amount of games. They have 14. I think USC has 15 off the top of my head because they only got that one last game. Michigan has some really big dogs on the D line, and they lost some guys from last year who are now in the NFL. And so, yeah, I mean, Jayshon Barham, if I'm saying that right, I watched him quite a bit. He leads the team with 3 sacks. They have some really good secondary players. Cole Sullivan, linebacker, not really the secondary, but he's played good in coverage. But their secondary as a whole has not been good. They let Raiola, and I know that game, like Antoine said, was less close than the scoreboard said, but Raiola was able to air it out quite a bit. And the secondary for Michigan didn't do their defense much favors. So I think if USC wants to win this game, they got to air it out. They got to hope Jacoby Lane's back, which, it'll be 2 weeks, so maybe he'll be back. Basically 3 because he didn't really play much this week. Mm-hmm. But you got to air it out. You got to look for those one-on-one balls. You can run the ball too, but you don't be shocked if the Michigan D-line and linebackers stack the box against Waymo. It might happen.
Yeah, that's very true. And I do think just because, I don't know, their offense, I'm going back to offense. The offense they have is just so run heavy because they don't have those receivers, because they have 3 guys who can run the ball really well in Jordan Marshall, Bryce Underwood, and Justice Haynes. That is what kind of scares me about them, because USC doesn't have Oklahoma's defense. Brent Venables, don't think he's a good coach, but he is a damn good defensive coordinator. And he can coach up a defense, something that USC has been unable to do. So that is what concerns me with that.
I think the good thing about all this is, I think, Terrence, I hope you agree with this. I think Michigan's ranked way too high. I mean, they're 20. So if USC wins this game, they're probably back in the AP top 25.
Yeah, no disrespect, Antoine. I still don't think Michigan's that good. I really don't.
I mean, I inclined to agree there. So it's good. I mean, if USC
wins, I think they're going to win this game. I very much think they do.
Yeah.
I think it's obvious. I think the kickoff, thank God it's not like a 12:30. That's a lot. It's 4:30, so much more fun and so much better. Yeah. Kickoff doesn't really matter that much in this circumstance, but it's obviously better than 9 a.m. Pacific, like their last one. So I think that USC very much will end up being favored in this game.
Yeah, and I mean, if they cover the spread, if they win by a convincing number, which, I mean, it sounds like a jinx when I say that because people said that against Illinois. I was talking to people in the press box. I won't name names. Some pretty high-profile people were saying USC should win against Illinois by 2 touchdowns or 3. So I'm not going to name names, but
I think the problem is so many people we knew said that was going to happen, and I just knew that. I'm not trying to isolate myself as I was the only one who knew, but come on, that was just never going to happen. They were never going to win by 2 touchdowns, just like Michigan. That is a peak, get your heart ripped out game. I can just see it from a mile away. I think they could win this game 100%, and I think they should win this game. Will they? I'm ready to have my heart ripped out. It's the old Michael Scott. No question about it. I'm ready to be hurt again. I'm ready.
For the record, I against Illinois ahead of it, I either said USC will win by like 4 touchdowns or by like 3 points. So I know that's sort of a broad prediction, but beside the point. But this is,
I may have said something similar, so I'm not going to hate on you for that.
I will say though, the thing that Michigan has in their favor, and this is sort of in USC's favor to some extent, Michigan only has one ranked matchup, and by ranked I mean ranked right now. Ohio State, obviously, the rivalry game at the end of the year. they have to win pretty much. If Michigan wants to make the playoff, which I don't know how many people are predicting them to, but they're a team that's expected to make the playoffs because they're Michigan. They're in the running every year, whether you like them or not. They have to win every game pretty much if they want to have a shot at winning the Big Ten. So they're going to have that on their side. They're going to have fans travel. They're going to be,
I mean, they could still make the Big Ten championship because that one loss was out of conference.
You're very right. I didn't even think about that. And it's a ranked loss too. It's not like they lost to some.
It's an SEC loss. It's an SEC loss. Starting quarterback's first ever away game. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, you're playing against a QB and John Mateer who probably could have won the Heisman if he didn't get hurt. But that's the point.
Yeah.
So the point is, Michigan's not going to come in without their advantages. I mean, we saw what Coach Moore was able to do last year against USC. They're used to the tape of the Trojans. It's not going to be like an Illinois game where the teams haven't played in 17 years and it's going to be a lot of just kind of messy stuff. I feel like it'll be tight, but it'll also be high scoring. I think you can have both. I think you really can.